Alrighty guys, so this time of year we have a ton of homegrown food, which is beautiful because I love eating this type of food. And there's nothing better than a homegrown tomato. Essentially there's nothing better than homegrown food in general, but I mean tomatoes, look at the size of this. And the color on that. A tomato like that in the store would probably be like $8 to $9. So each year we grow hundreds and hundreds, thousands of dollars worth of homegrown food. But you know, the beautiful thing about doing this is it's much cheaper to grow this quantity of food than it is to buy it. So again, just we have a handful of different varieties of tomatoes. Look at the color on these guys. Greens, yellows, oranges, reds, whites. We even have some that are green and purple. These are oxheart tomatoes. These are awesome. And this is just a small handful of the tomatoes that we grow. We'll have hundreds of these throughout the next few weeks. In about a month and a half, we'll have just a ton of food growing here in California. Let me show you the garden, how it's looking. Sunflower. Let's see. Got some eggplant going. Beautiful black and purple color. More eggplant. More eggplant. Tomatoes. More tomatoes. A fig tree. This fig tree produces delicious figs. They're not quite ready yet. They're getting there though. We actually transplanted this tree last year, so it's just now starting to take root and kind of getting its strength. So get some lavender, probably make tea out of that, burn it, make smudge sticks with it. But yeah, more tomatoes. More tomatoes, more tomatoes, more tomatoes. Look at the size of these. More tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, you name it. So, it's a golden raspberry bush, blueberries. We've eaten most of these off the vine, but it did produce quite a bit of blueberries this year. Nice flowers. Apple trees producing apples. Tell you what, you juice 5 apples from the store, and then you juice 5 apples from a apple tree that you have in your yard or in your neighborhood, and you tell me how much different you feel when you juice the homegrown apples. In my opinion, homegrown apples are probably one of the smartest things that you can be putting in your body in the form of juice. There's so much oxygen in homegrown apples. It is an essential part of my health system is to consume green juice and fruit juice. But essentially, I've said it once and I'll say it again, you really want to be doing this from homegrown fruit and vegetables. Otherwise, you're really not going to be getting much benefit out of it, in my opinion. So, anyways, I'm just ranting. I wanted to make this a quick video. Just wanted to show you guys a little taste of what I've been doing. There's more of my garden I could have showed you guys, but really just need to make a different video for that where I can really get into the details. But again, look at these tomatoes. It's a homegrown habanero. See if we have anything in the fridge that's homegrown. Got my sprouts going. This is radish, fenugreek, and clover. And this is alfalfa. I've got more seeds getting ready to be germinated. I'm going to get a ton of sprouts going for the next month. I'm going to be living on a lot of sprouts. Got 2 pounds of hibiscus from Croatia. This is definitely part of my health system. If you want to follow my protocol, you're going to need to experiment with hibiscus and see if you like it. Even if you don't like it, it's great to begin experimenting with. And, you know, I've said it once and I'll say it again. What works for me may or may not work for you, but I do recommend getting on hibiscus as kind of the gateway herb to, you know, begin experimenting with different teas and herbs. This may not taste good to you. It definitely doesn't taste like soda, but you can sweeten it. And if you persist with this, even if you don't like the taste of it, I believe that you will have great results with it. Hibiscus has a very grounding effect. It makes you feel very calm. And at high dosages, it has somewhat of a mild, very, very slight, what feels like a psychedelic effect, which is kind of interesting, but that's only at very high dosages. But one of my favorite superfoods by far. If I have it, I consume it every day in massive amounts. I'll drink about a half gallon a day, sometimes even a gallon a day, of hibiscus water, depending on how hot it is. This is another great tea I recommend. Been experimenting with this for years. This is Spring Dragon Longevity Tea. I'm not going to get into the details of that. You can look up on the internet if you want to. Got a little bit of coffee going. I do like coffee. I don't care what people say. Cayenne pepper, turmeric. Consume that every day. I've got a little bit of Kishu Binchotan charcoal. I'm going to begin filtering some water with that. This is one of the cheapest ways to filter water. This can last months, and for $15, if you're on a budget, that's probably the cheapest way to filter water without spending an arm and a leg on a filter or a distiller. So you may want to look into that if you're tight on a budget and you're interested. And that's Kishu Binchotan charcoal. I'll put a link in the description box so you guys can get some if you're interested. Out of salt, which is okay because, let's turn the light on. I'm out of salt, but that's alright because I just reloaded 5 pounds of Himalayan salt. I also got 5 pounds of raw organic Ariba Nacional Fina de Aroma cacao powder. This is the most potent chocolate you'll ever consume. That chocolate gets me high in a good way. And it's a very, very consciousness expanding form of cacao because they haven't stripped all the nutrients out of it and sprayed it with a bunch of pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, larvicides, you name it. Cacao is one of the highest magnesium content foods on the planet. Not only that, cacao definitely radiates a strong shamanic energy. So I do recommend using cacao. I've got some cinnamon powder to put in the coffee, some ginkgo leaf. I got a ½ pound of high pH activated coconut charcoal. One of my favorite foods by far. This is one of the greatest ways to absorb pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, insecticides, glyphosate, and different chemical constituents that are found there. Excuse me. This is one of the greatest ways to absorb poisons in the system, regardless of what they are. So I'm not going to get into that right now. I'll make a video on that in the future. What else do I got? I got about 4 pounds of hibiscus here. ½ pound of sodium bicarbonate, also known as baking soda. This is the only company that I enjoy getting baking soda from. I've experimented with so many different forms of baking soda, and there's just something about this one that works much, much better than the name brand garbage. What else? And I've got another box of the Spring Dragon Longevity Tea. So, you know, those are just a small handful of things I'm experimenting with and continuing to use. I've been using hibiscus for years. I'm going to continue to do it. I've been using this for years. I've been consuming sprouts for years. Cayenne pepper for years. Oh, I also got a new bottle of ionic minerals and fulvic acid from Dr. Kassar. Sprouts. You know, I occasionally I'll take a dose of psyllium. I used to take that every day, but I stopped. Took that every day for about 4 months. I did like the results I had from it, but kind of just naturally drifted away from it. Had some amino acids, you name it. Let's see what we got in the fridge. Again, not all this stuff is mine. I live with the family. Some more homegrown food. That's a homegrown eggplant. And you know, compared to a store-bought eggplant, these last much longer. They don't start to get all funky. There's just so many benefits of homegrown food compared to store-bought food. So it looks like I have half a lemon, half an organic lime. So what I'll do today is take the juice of the lemon, mix it with a teaspoon of this 160,000 heat unit cayenne pepper, and drink that. I'll do that 3 times a day on a good day. Sometimes only one. Sometimes I don't take a dose of cayenne pepper. I just listen to my intuition. But this is something that I like consuming every day for the most part, as well as the homegrown peppers. I'll just eat these raw. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this one up. Got some shit to do today. Also just bought this Amazon Fire tablet. That's an awesome piece of technology for $50 if you have a YouTube channel and if you travel and you need to work on it, or just it's a great little thing for getting on the internet and using as an e-reader. So, on behalf of the Sacred Starseed Serpent Uraeus YouTube channel, thank you for watching this video. I hope this video can inspire you to go out today, get some herbs, maybe start sprouting, experiment with things like psyllium, fulvic acid, ionic magnesium, start a garden, consume things like charcoal, get rid of the white table salt in your house. This is probably the easiest, most effective way to change your health that there is. It's one of the easiest ways other than consuming what am I saying? Jesus. Getting rid of white table salt is one of the easiest hacks for your health other than changing your water supply. So, it's very simple. You just get rid of all salt and use salt with minerals. So, peace be with you.